How's everybody doing today? Thanks for joining me on another video. Jason with Toadstool Gardens, and today we are planting strawberry crowns. Alright, so it's that time of year again, late March. We're in Minnesota. I'm in zone 4B, southern Minnesota. But it is time to start potting up strawberry crowns indoors. If you know, you can do it outside, but a lot of times you're not going to find strawberry crowns, you know, mid-late June. They're pretty much all gone by then. But I'm going to show you exactly how to do it. Most of them are going to come in a bag like this. They're going to come in a big hunk like this. Now there should be about 10 plants in this one. There's a rubber band or two in there. We'll take those off, and what you want to do is when you got them separated, you want to put them right into the water. That's what your basic crown looks like right here. The stiffer points right here on the right are going to be your stems and leaves, while down here are going to be your roots. Now I like to soak these in water for about 24 hours. They'll start getting them to go undormant. You know, sometimes you're gonna see little sprouts. I saw a couple yesterday. They're probably just too much water for them now, but yeah, soak those bad boys for about 24 hours before you start potting them up. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna find the rubber band here and hopefully get these guys all taken apart. You want to be kind of gentle so you're not destroying the plants. Alright, see, they're coming apart pretty good. Look real close, because you know, depending on where you got them from, you know, see, some companies, they're going to count that as a plant. That's a nice one we're looking for right there. Most of these look like they have pretty decent roots on them. Another one right there. Sometimes the roots are going to be folded under too, so they could stick up there with the stem and make it look like all the, you know, the same stem or all same roots. Trying to pull those down. Kind of get the roots towards the bottom. See, there's a really nice one. They should all look like that. Unfortunately, they don't. Get those laid out. Another pretty good root system on that one. Very nice on that one. Yeah, like I said before, as soon as you get these, stick them in the water right away for 24 hours. You don't want to go quite more than 24 hours because you don't want to get any root rot. But right around 24 hours is good. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That doesn't look good at all. We're gonna toss that one. Okay, so you always want to check for extra in your bag, because a rogue plant might be hiding in the potting soil. Okay, that looks pretty good. Dump all that into our bin so we can use some of it mixed with our other potting soil for transplant. Now the basic potting soil I'm using for this is just reused potting soil for last year with a little bit of compost mixed into it. So, you can see on the pots right here, I formed a divot, and then a crown on top. This is basically how you want to plant your strawberries. You also plant asparagus like this too. But even if you're going to plant them outside in the ground or in pots or in raised beds, whatever, you always want to do this little mountain style planting. So we're going to grab one of these that have been soaking for about 24 hours in just plain water. Now you want to separate those roots, but you try not to break a bunch of them. I mean, it's okay if you break some of them because they're pretty resilient. But if you get a plant with very little roots, be really careful because you can kill them if you break off all the roots. Alright, that's looking pretty good, pretty separated. So, we're going to make this mountain a little deeper on the sides because this one has some pretty significant roots. You can already see the leaves just want to get going. Alright, make sure this is your crown right here, right where the roots start. So you don't want to plant it any deeper than that. And you want your crown pretty much where the roots end and the bottom of the crown to sit right on top of that hill you made in the pot. So what you want to do is you want to drape the roots over all the way around. So they kind of cover that mound, and the longer parts get shoved right down on the side. So you want that sticking up just a little bit like that. Do a couple more here and then we'll backfill. Alright, here's another one. That one's got a nice root system too. Now you want to separate those stems so the stems are on top and the roots are on the bottom. Not that it'll make a huge deal if those stems are buried, but if those roots are on top, the plant will dry out and die pretty quickly. Kind of drape those right around the hill. Push them down. And you just basically backfill like you would any other plant. Just don't cover the crown of the strawberry. Give it a little shake to get any air out. You don't want air down by your roots. Now once these go outside, I'll plant them in raised beds and then I'll mulch on the sides with straw. Now that's basically your finished product. I know it doesn't look like much, but within a week or so, you'll start seeing new growth out of there, especially if you keep them in an area that's warm. Like my grow room is roughly about 80 degrees all the time. They'll be greening up in no time. Now you always want to make sure the variety of strawberries you're planting for your climate. Like up here in Minnesota, we get, in the winter, it can get 20, 30 below sometimes. So you want to make sure you're planting a variety of strawberry that can take those. Now I always cover mine with straw in the fall after the plants start dying back, just to give them a little more protection. But I don't recommend covering them with like tarps or sheets. I mean, you want that natural, you want the snow to get in there and keep that root semi-moist. But the other problem you have if you start covering them with tarps or buckets is it'll provide a perfect spot for mice to come in, and it'll be nice and dry, so they'll love it and they'll eat that strawberry root right down to nothing and leave you with pretty much nothing in the spring. Other one done. Kind of crude looking, but that's how it goes. Now you want to fill the soil almost all the way up to the top, because once you water these, that soil will condense down a little bit. Another big guy right here. This one's ready to go. Nice roots. Now sometimes strawberry crowns just don't grow, and I mean it depends on where you get them from. Sometimes the big box stores will have them in stock so long that they will just be completely dried out. And a lot of times you don't want them in the shipping bags more than a couple months, even when they're dormant, because they still have to have a little moisture to survive. So the roots are intertangled with this one just a little bit. Let's see right here, you can see these. This is a sign that it started growing after they dug it and put it in the bag to go dormant. Now, crowns and seeds are two different things. If you're going to be planting strawberry seeds, there's a few different things you have to follow. Strawberry seeds you want to plant at least 6 to 8 weeks before they have to go outside, and they require some sort of light to germinate. Now, when I germinate mine, I just leave them in the germination tub with the lights on 24/7 because it will speed up germination time. A lot of people will just put them by the windowsill, and you know, it's fine as long as they have like 6 to 8 hours of sun a day just to germinate. But if you got that light going 24 hours, you're going to have bigger, stronger, healthier strawberry plants. And a lot of the alpine versions will fruit continuously through the summer, and they'll fruit the same year that you plant seed. I got another video on how to germinate strawberry seeds. If you want to go check that out, follows a step-by-step. And make sure you don't want to cover them with any soil, just kind of press them in and keep them moist. Alright, one more here. This one's all intertwined up. If there's a longer root that you want to go down, just make a nice finger hole for it and press it all the way down. Don't want the rock in there. A lot of these alpine strawberries I like too because they'll be white and yellow fruit. Sometimes a pink, and a lot of times the birds will just not even look at those plants or those berries because they don't consider them ripe or they don't consider them a strawberry. All right. Looks like we got some pretty good ones. I'm gonna have to go ahead and pot the rest of these up and get these guys in the water for tomorrow. Thanks for joining me on another video. I'd love it if you'd like and subscribe. Put in the comments, you guys plant strawberries? You go from seed, you go from plants? You could just buy plants in the spring too. So next time, Jason from Toadstool Gardens, happy growing.